The topic today is timeless: oppression, injustice, intolerance. I'm contributing how that is heard in music. Not only is this topic timeless, but it's timely because we are in the middle of a global pandemic, which we typically think about as being connected with our health, our physical health, and it is. But it is so profoundly connected with our emotional health. So that's one pandemic. We're in the middle of a social pandemic. The country is divided. How can we help heal a divided country and even a divided world? We're in the middle of a political pandemic, and some of you may be glancing at your TVs in the middle of this webinar because of the results, which are, we're on cliffhangers as to what is going to happen and what is going to happen after this election is resolved. The world needs music. The world needs us. The world needs us going out beyond our teaching studios, beyond the concert hall traditionally as it's used, and going beyond really our comfort zones to bring people together when we're so divided. What really got me into this webinar today, which is pulling together parts of my life, parts of my career, just like I believe in bringing people together, was watching all of the injustices, and particularly the racial injustices and travesties that happened over the summer. Is that though that wasn't enough, the murder of George Floyd put me over the edge with, I have to do something. What can I do? Today is part of what I feel I can do. And I look forward to not only your questions and answers, but I hope we can have a dialogue about how can we do this together. If we don't get a chance to do all of the talking we want to do today at the end, I have my email listed in a handout that will be distributed with some bibliography, and feel free to contact me and perhaps even talk about, could we organize some kind of a working discussion group about thinking together. Let's get started. So I won't be seeing you. You'll be seeing the slides. You'll be seeing me in a little stamp-sized photo at the bottom. But the music that I've chosen today to illustrate oppression, intolerance, and justice is heard in music is some of the songs in West Side Story, but the overall theme of West Side Story. And there are three things, there are a lot more, but there are three main things that I want us to think about and then talk about. What are some of the underlying psychological and social issues and feelings, in particular some of the feelings, that give rise to self-esteem, either high self-esteem or, in the case of what we're going to be looking at, low self-esteem and self-doubt, feelings that we all share. Let's examine, number two, what goes on in our mind, but also what goes on in the larger society between individuals and between groups, that when you have very strong feelings, what prevents those feelings from being processed as feelings rather than acted out and turned into action, and at times, as we know and we'll see in West Side Story, violent action? How can we use musically and psychologically our knowledge to address that issue? And then to understand as musicians together the relevance of music in our mental life so that we can use music to promote social justice and human dignity. For me in my clinical practice, but I take it outside in my other work, such as what I'm doing today. How can we take these ideas beyond music teaching, beyond consulting rooms, beyond the teaching studio, beyond the concert hall? Again, how could we do that?